Let's see if it. Yes, hi everybody. It's working. We had a great day so far. It's November 8th, and I want to welcome everybody here to our Wednesday afternoon call. And we're going to have a special treat today. We're going to have a monologue by Joel Hooper, and he's been just chomping at the bit, ready to talk with you. So take it away, Joel.
Thank you very much, Tom. Okay, so I know during the week, from week to week, we have a lot of trainings, and I mean we're talking earlier, saying there's so many videos on training. What do I do? I don't know which ones to go to. Well, today, no worries, we are not going to add another training to the list. Today, I'm just going to share my story with you, and then in hopes in me doing that, that will hopefully encourage more of you to do the same. Because I mean, it's great having all these trainings, but it's also nice to kind of get to know our team members, our family community, to kind of know where everyone's coming from, or where they've been and where they're going. Okay, so I will share my screen, and really, so my story is actually on my page, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'll tell you my story. I will essentially read it, but then I will also kind of add my little two things in here and there. All right, so let's go here, share screen, and yeah, I'll share that. Okay, so all right, so where I started, so I obviously after high school, um, I graduated. I went to a community college. I went there for a year, and then so I actually started a year doing television broadcasting. And then after that year, I didn't do very well. And I decided, you know what, this is not what I want. It was actually more than I was expecting. So I decided, I don't want that. So then I kind of took some a time off, and so then a couple of years later, I went to a Bible school for a year. I graduated from that, and then went right into another community college, and then so this time it was for computer studies. So I went through that, and then after graduating from that college, I then started working at a call center in in plans that this was essentially a 5-year plan where I worked there for 2 years, and then just kind of get my experience, and then I go on from there to work in a company for IT. But that 2 years ended up being 9 years. So that was really 7 years too long. And then unfortunately, at the end of the 7 years, so we essentially went through a couple different companies. So it was actually with um, Bell Canada, the internet portion of Bell, and then it ended up going to another company, had bought the call center out, and then in the end, we all went in to work one Friday, and then about 11 o'clock on July the 15th of 2009, they all walked us out the door. There were like many cops there, and essentially they had a meeting with us outside the parking lot saying, "Sorry, everybody, but we've gone bankrupt, and you're all out of work." Um, and and that was obviously really hard. But then as well, we didn't believe it because the owner of the company was seen just the day previous driving around in a brand new Porsche. So so that obviously made it even harder. But that was life, and so I then just kind of thought, okay, well, this is where the Lord wants you now. So I then just kind of moved on from there. Ended up going on a planned vacation still with little money, but I could not get the money back for my plane ticket, so we ended up going anyways and having as much of a good time as we could. Okay, and so then after that, I'd gone through a couple different job opportunities and such, and so then I then attended a private college for down the same road for a network administration. Okay, so then that was as well as taking some online courses to get some computer certifications. Okay, now so my dream was still pretty much the same thing in being a network administrator or working in IT after graduating from the private college. Okay, but that dream was slowly fading away. So I then decided to completely change my focus, go back to school, and so this time I was going to school for a electrical engineer in hopes of being a electrician. Okay, so this then obviously meant then I was going to go to another community college, and so and this time it was the college I was able to do a fast track, meaning that I was able to change a 2-year program into a year and a half. It just essentially meant there's no break in the summertime. All right, so now this time in college, so growing up, I really wasn't a B student. I was really more like a low B, high C student. But this time at a community college, I graduated with a very high GPA, the highest I'd actually have ever experienced. I was also the vice president of the student council for my the electrical engineering program. Okay, and so being the vice president of the student council, that gave me the opportunity to meet people directly in the field I was interested in, which was meeting electricians and whatnot. Okay, so we're here, and so obviously having that opportunity, I felt this is definitely gonna allow me to land a career in the field I'm looking for. Okay, so I was definitely well on my way to being a great electrician, and then I was also told that having my computer background is going to give me better opportunities. So I thought, excellent, this is exactly what I want. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, and then I actually had a acquaintance of mine had actually told me, Joel, when you graduate, I have a job waiting for you. You can start working with me as a junior apprentice, and then build up to be a master electrician. And so I thought, well, this is great. This is exactly where I want to be. Everything was golden. I thought, excellent. And so I continued college. After I graduated, I then found out that my acquaintance no longer had that position available. He had actually instead decided to hire his son, so he was no longer able to take a junior apprentice on. So here it was again, kind of the same thing as before. All right, so I then applied everywhere, and then found out then that getting a junior apprenticeship was not as easy as I was told. So I'm like, okay, what now, Lord? And so then I then gone back to working in a call center as a support representative, because that's what I knew. And it was actually with a colleague of mine that I had previously worked with at the other call center. So I'd done that, and I'd done that for a year and a half. And then that company then got bought out by another company. But at least this time, I was given a package, a 6-month package, so I at least had money to help me while I look for another job. And so during that time, a good friend of mine had a painting company for working in new houses, so I was able to work with him. And then that was for about a year and a half or so, I think. And then just things that just happened. There just wasn't much work. So then I was then laid off, which was okay this time, because I did have a little more money behind me. And so I was able then, even though he had laid me off, he still had little jobs here and there that I was able to help him with and make a little bit of money that way. Now, during that time, unknown to me, my mom had actually started a online business, and then she then told me, you should have a look at this, Joel. And so when I checked it out, it sounded like a possibility, because I have a computer background. I've previously built websites, so I thought, yeah, I think this is what I want. And so then I then spoken to a gentleman, and then he had then got me into the PBS. I paid $87.95, and I was now on my journey to begin my online shopping mall. So then after investing in this business, I have now had the great pleasure of attending several conventions. The first I went to was in Dallas, where I had the opportunity to meet Rory, and I then also at that time met my instructor and mentor at that time. And so we were actually able to spend some time together and get to know each other, which was a great experience. I also met many of the people I know here now, from RRR247. And so joining RRR247 honestly has been the best decision I've made. The potential here is so great. It will honestly take a lot of, I know it'll take a lot of discipline and a lot of focus on building my business to the level that I've always dreamed of having. One of the things I've learned here is that working for yourself takes a discipline like nothing else. I mean, because working from home, knowing that you need to sit down at the computer and focus on your business and not allow yourself to get distracted, that takes a lot, but just with determination, that can be done. And so I've now been here for 5 years, and then just from everything that's happened since then, I've now just seen that this is exactly where the Lord wants me to be, and He has blessed me in many ways. I'm enjoying all the time I have here. So in any case, that's my story. It's been about, so I'm extremely happy. I'm glad that I came here. I now have a new instructor, Donna, who's also my mentor, and I appreciate everything I have, and I have a team behind me, which is excellent. So thank you very much for listening. I can open it up for questions about what I've spoken about or anything else PBS wise.
Well, Joe, we're really glad you're here on our team.
Well, thank you, Donna.
Yeah, we
That,
appreciate it.
that's excellent. And that gives you uh the knowledge of knowing that everybody here comes from a different background. We've all had diversities, we've all had the same um different reasons why we're actually here. But you can take all your experiences and utilize it with this program. I mean, even a regular job, you're in a job and you're in an office, so you have file cabinets, and you have your boss that you have to present things to, continuously, right? So now you take all your experiences from the past, and now you're the boss. Hallelujah. So
That's
you
right.
now make your own office setup. You get your own file cabinet, not a literally metal cabinet. You got
Exactly.
your computer files, nice and neat. It's easier. You don't have to lug anything around. Just use it the same way. For the people who get confused when they first start, they're saying there's so many things, all these videos, and where do I go? Just pretend that you are in your, which you should be anyway, in your own office. And you take one piece of information, you put it on your computer and make a file. The first thing you want to do is, this is your business. And the way I did it was I put work from home business. That's the folder in your Microsoft Explorer file. Then underneath that, you start doing subcategories or subfolders. Start off with DTC folder, and then the Velveeta folder and everything within that. So now you're organizing it, but you're taking it from your world experience, from all your jobs before. So nothing was a waste before. Everything was
That's right.
leading up to this point where you can now utilize all your information that you've learned over the years and incorporate it in the best way you see fit for yourself to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. I mean, definitely, everything I've experienced, I have not kind of put it behind me and forgotten about it. I've used everything I've learned, all of my college and everything. I can now put that into this business. And so nothing is forgotten. I can use all of my skills I've learned, just transfer them. So, yeah,
Yeah, life isn't
Nothing's
wasted.
wasted.
It's all has its
that's right.
points and benefits.
Exactly.
And that's what's so great about our team as well, because we are so diverse that everybody has something from their background or from their expertise that they can share with the group. And that's what keeps us strong.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how Joel got eventually into the business. It was a big family business concern, right, Joel?
It
And
was. Yeah, my mom.
After going through all the process you went through, I mean, and I do appreciate you sharing your experiences with us.
Mhm.
How you actually landed on your current business? It was through your mom, right? So that it makes it more relevant.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
See, so
That's it.
Joe can make it, anybody can make it, right?
That's right. And I'm from Canada, so it can be done.
Yeah, I mean, he starts off with a deficit there, so you know,
Yeah,
right.
that's all good.
Well, like the wine, you couldn't even get the wine up there when you started, you still did great.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I mean, I've been very happy here. And you know what? Like, Rory is the best boss anyone can have. I mean, you see every day that he's doing everything he can to make this as easy as possible. Because, and the great thing about him is that he wasn't born into a rich family. He had, I mean, as we've heard the story many times. He had an experience going from day to day, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from, and then that's what makes him such a great man, knowing, experiencing that, knowing what it's like to live with that, and so he doesn't want any of us to live like that. He doesn't want any of us to be like that. So he does everything he can make possible for us to not have to experience that.
Joel,
Yes.
how old was your mom when she started?
See, so it's been 5 years. Like she was in her 70s.
So that just goes to show it's possible.
Absolutely, exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
You guys, I had a student that came in and she was 93.
Wow.
Wow.
And I asked her, I said, Ruthie, how, what made you decide to do this? And she said, I need money, honey. So
Well, that's a very good reason for doing it, honestly.
that's right. So that's probably the main reason God sent all
Right.
of us here for one
That's right.
reason, but together, look what we built. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And Rory has got to be the most giving person, and Tanya as well. We're very blessed here, guys.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, that was a great presentation, Joel. We really
Thank you.
appreciate that. And I'm going to leave this open for our study hall. We'll be open for about an hour and a half tops. If anybody needs any help with it, excuse me. If anybody needs any help with anything PBS, then just ask.
Well, Donna, I do need to talk to you separately, so
Okay.
I guess we're gonna do that in a different day, right? Not today?
Well, we can do that. I can, keep an eye on what's going on here, and Tom's here, Joel's here. I don't know if you guys
Yep.
are staying or not for the
I'll be here for a while. I'll be here for at least an hour.
okay, then
Yep.
I'll go ahead and call you on Skype, Azus.
Yeah, I have a finish a BRT at 4 o'clock my time. In
Okay.
an hour. Somebody is really excited.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
How's everybody doing with bringing new team members in?
I got one yesterday. Woohoo!
Yay, Joel. Who else? Who else has brought some in this week?
I have.
There's 2 pages. Oh,
It's a Sheila.
good, Sheila. Awesome. Sheila, anybody else? Regina's got her first one in. All right.
So I'm not sure if everyone saw the message that Larry posted there from Sean. Just essentially talking about the error we're getting for staking. So it says 800M is the maximum that can be staked. So I think what that means is 800 million a total from everybody that's staking. So that's how much that has been staked. And so essentially what Sean's recommending is that's probably not going to change. So not sure what's going to happen, but he's recommending not to unstake anything that you already have staked. Just leave it there for as long as possible until we come up with a solution. All right.
If you leave it in there, you'll still get interest on it.
Right.
Just don't hit the unstake button.
Me like I did today.
Yeah, I did a couple days ago too, Tom.
Yeah, I
With-
did it
Yeah.
for my wife. I was telling them before you came on because of what Joel said about the 800 M's and everything in the Skype.
Yep.
So hers was matured on the 6th because I just, and so I said, well, okay, I'll take it out and then reinvest it, restake it. But I couldn't restake it.
Yeah.
I
So that's why I'm actually glad that I actually staked some of it for half a year, some of it for a full
A
year.
year.
So
Yeah, actually, I'm going to stop the recording now.
yes, great, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate what you told us today.
Absolutely.